Hello fantasy managers, and welcome back to another video from myself, Will, and fantasyfootballhub.co.uk. In this video we're going to be revealing my team, my transfers and my captaincy ahead of the upcoming game week. Let's get into it. Before we jump in, I just want to say a massive thank you for all the support pre-season. I was absolutely blown away by the amount of you watching, the amount of you subscribing to the channel. If you are new around here, this is effectively a diary of my entire season. I am aiming for a 7th top 10k finish. So if you're yet to subscribe and you're interested in that, then please do make sure you hit the subscribe button. And of course, if you are enjoying the content, please do like the video. I've got a goal of 1,000 likes on this one. Okay, so this is my team last game week, 70 points, rank of 850,000. I'm pretty happy with that start, you know, not absolutely flying out the blocks, but a very solid start. I don't think you can ever complain when you get 70 points and your captain scores a hat-trick. The rest of the team didn't really go to plan, to be honest. You know, Aubameyang coming in with some points, but a lot of people had him captain. Mitchell was the next highest scorer with 6 points, and then Werner with 5. The rest of the team really not doing anything special at all. At the back, I'm not particularly happy with the Southampton double up. Didn't go to plan. They didn't look that good, so that's a little bit of a cause for concern, but they do have good fixtures and they're both only 4.5, so I'm not looking to transfer either of those out at the moment. Trent Alexander-Arnold looked a little bit off the pace, and off the outset, you know, potentially Robertson or even Van Dijk looked better in that match. But having said that, I was the first game. I think Trent was probably a little bit rusty, and I do expect him to get back that sharpness as the weeks progress. Doherty, he could have scored a goal if it wasn't for a pretty good pick for save, so I'm fairly happy to keep him. Obviously Spurs not looking that great, but I'm hoping, you know, that was just a little bit of rustiness there. Their fixtures aren't too bad either, so I'm happy to keep Doherty for the time being, although there are a lot of good defenders, certainly around the 5 million price point, so if I am looking to free up funds, then potentially, you know, a downgrade to someone like Reece James could be on the cards. Elsewhere, Havertz not really doing the business. He looked pretty poor, and as we'll come to my transfers in a little bit, I've actually already taken him out. Souček and Antonio didn't look too bad, but West Ham as a team looks absolutely awful, so I don't really want that double up. And again, I've made a transfer to get rid of Antonio. I don't think he looked terrible, but I kind of prefer Souček. He potentially could have scored a goal. He looked fairly threatening. I hope that, you know, at 5 million, he's going to offer some kind of value. You know, he's always a risk at that, so at those set pieces. So I don't really mind holding on to him. Werner started off with a return, so can't complain too much. He looked pretty good as well. A little bit concerning that he's got a knock, but I do expect him to recover for the weekend. Okay, so this is how the team is shaping up for the upcoming game. I got rid of Havertz, I got rid of Antonio, brought in Fernandes, and I brought in Calvert-Lewin for a -4. I did have 3 million in the bank. 3 million was either to do Havertz to Fernandes or to go Antonio to Martial. In the end, I kind of wanted to get rid of both Havertz and Antonio, so that's why I went for the -4. I do think that, you know, at this stage of the season, you have got to be pretty proactive, and I'm fairly comfortable with taking a -4. I think the priority for me is to make sure that I get a team that I'm happy with. If you watch some of my preseason videos, you know that I'm a big fan of Fernandes. You know, he has been on my bench instead of starting with Havertz. In the end, that was the right decision, but I was happy to take a gamble on Havertz. It didn't pay off. He didn't look like the player that I was hoping that he would look like. I think he certainly could become that player, and I expect him to become an FPL option later in the season, but I just don't have time to sort of hang around and wait for him to improve, and he does need a really big improvement. Everton looked absolutely sublime, and Calvert-Lewin spearheading that attack, I really do like the look of, and 7 million, I think he's going to offer great value. If I did have an extra million, then I'd probably go Richarlison. I think that he looked potentially even better than Calvert-Lewin. You know, taking more shots, looking more of a threat, I would say, even though he didn't score. So just switching over to our point projection tool and having a look at Calvert-Lewin, and he's coming out on top over the next couple of game weeks for forwards under 7 million. I think Chris Wood is a fantastic shot, you know, coming in 500,000 cheaper. And interestingly, Mitrovic coming, you know, still performing well in this metric. And I actually agree with that. You know, I think that obviously he didn't start the first game, and that's really disappointing for owners, but you weren't expecting a lot of points against Arsenal. I do fully expect him to come back into the team, and I expect him to be starting. And if I had him, I wouldn't be looking at transferring him out. Wilson looked great for Newcastle as well, and that was the other one that I was eyeing up instead of Calvert-Lewin. I went with Calvert-Lewin just because I really do like the look of Everton, and I want to have somebody from Everton, and he's going to be spearheading that attack. So I do think that he's a really good shout. Having a quick look at all players then, and just for game week 2, and as you can see, Aubameyang coming out on top. So the mass data model, that again I think it's important to stress, has been shown to be more predictive than Bookie's odds, shown to be more predictive than expected data. Is saying that Aubameyang is the best captain option this game week. Rashford and Fernandes coming in a very close second. Aubameyang predicted 6.4 points, Rashford predicted 6.3, and same as Fernandes predicted 6.3 as well. And if you go a little bit further down there, you can also see Martial coming in number 4 at 5.5. And again, just switching over to the Twitter poll, and that agrees. Aubameyang is coming out at 72.9%. Obviously, this was only done 46 minutes ago, but I don't expect these results to change too much. Fernandes coming in second and Salah coming in third, with everyone else coming in at just 5%. In terms of my team then, I'm not completely set on Aubameyang captain. I think there's a strong argument to go with Fernandes, but just looking at that West Ham side, they look so bad. And Crystal Palace looked actually fairly decent. So I think that, I'm leaning towards Aubameyang at the moment. If you do want to try out any of our member resources completely free, then just go to fantasyfootballhub.co.uk/free trial. Leave a link in the description and the information card above. If you did enjoy this video, please do like and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section as well what transfers you've made this game week. Bye for now.